Hey, what's going on, everyone? Romeo here. In this video, I want to review an app that you may find interesting. The other day, I received a comment from someone on my channel, and the comment is here. Shouts out to FinnB2067. But anyway, his comment, as you can see here, is he said that there's a hidden gem alert. There's an app called LinguaTalk AI, and there you can practice speaking and configure the region and choose various AI voices from that region. And you're able to have a conversation on various topics, and at the end, it gives you a transcript with corrections. And you're able to improve the subjunctive, direct, and indirect object usage and more. So essentially, that is a comment in reply to my completion of my breakout challenge, where I said that I recognize that I still need help with the subjunctive and the direct and the indirect object. So when I ask my commenters to share tools that they use, like, I really mean it. I want to look into those tools and see if there's something that I will be willing to either use myself or share it with you all, because at the end of the day, I'm a fellow language learner. I don't profess that I'm some C1 or C2 level Spanish speaker. I know that I still have a long way to go. So, um, because he recommended that I check out the app, I was like, okay, well, the thing that piqued my interest was the concept of having a conversation. And I know a lot of people, including myself sometimes, um, ask themselves, like, how can I have someone that I can speak to and have a Spanish conversation with no pressure? Like, generally have a conversation. And sometimes I joke with my wife and I say, you know what, I just need to get a Spanish girlfriend. And so, with that said, I downloaded the app and I wanted to check it out. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that review for you all. So, let's go ahead and jump into the app. Okay, so like I said, the name of the app is Lingua app, and I'm going to go and show you the icon. Here's the icon here. The name of the app is called Lingua app, and it's actually been around for a while. And if you go on their website, they have a pretty good explainer video that tells you what it's all about. The website is called Lingua Talk. And again, there's this great explainer video that tells you everything. And of course, they have a bunch of 5-star reviews, and you have Ollie Richards. If you may know, he's in the language space. He's an investor in the app. And so I'm like, why didn't I know about this app? So anyway, so there's an app on your phone, and they have a web version of the app. Now, even though it has this web version, the only version that I tested was the app version. So because that's the only one that I tested, and I imagine that both the web version and the app version is the same, I'm going to go ahead and review the app version. Okay, so once we are in the app, at the top of the app, the first thing that you can see is it's very similar to, let's say, any other gamifying app. It tracks the number of days that you've been using the app, the number of minutes that you have been using the app, at least for this week, and then the number of points. And so if you are someone that likes gamifying and like to share like how long you've been doing something, then that's pretty cool. The first thing that you should do, though, when you get into the app is you should go into your chat settings. Once you go into your chat settings, there's pretty cool things that you could do. You can choose a listen and read mode, and there's all other modes. So I don't want to go into each one of them, but they're kind of self-explanatory. So if based on the regions, you can, if you are someone that want to talk to someone that is a native of Mexico, then you can choose Mexico. And if you want to talk to someone in Colombia, you could talk to someone in Colombia. And there's Spain and other different countries, Argentina. And the cool thing about this is that if you're going to talk with someone from Mexico, they're going to use Mexican jargon. And if you talk to someone from Colombia, they're going to use Colombia jargon. And they're going to have an AI generated voice of the typical accent of someone from that region. So that's pretty cool. If you're someone who wants to focus on listening to the language, then the AI will talk to you either slow or normal or faster. So you can configure that as well. And then there's some other configurations in here. Now, going into the platform itself, though, is pretty limited to what it does. But the thing that it does so really well. And I'm going to show you that. I know I haven't showed you yet, but it does it really well. Let's get into some of the things that it has. It has this guided course. And the guided course, it has a way to try to guide you through teaching you the language. But just like anything, even though it has 32 different topics, my take is that you are learning Spanish, but you're not learning in a structured format, which is something that I am a big fan of, which is why I recommend the book Complete Spanish Step by Step. But it does have topic-based lessons where you learn some Spanish jargon, phrases, and sentences. Then it has this role play feature. So the purpose of the role play is to give you a scenario and get you to talk about the scenario. So traveling, they say, okay, well, you're checking into a hotel or you're ordering a restaurant, you're buying a train ticket. And so again, all cool things. Going back out, it has some grammar sections. So if you want to study some grammar, you can study specific grammar. So it's kind of structured, right? There are specific things that if you want to learn about, you can go in here and you're going to have a conversation about it. So again, all cool things. Not only that, it has this vocab and game. So if you're someone who plays it on phone a lot, this can be a good replacement for that. In the practice describing things, for example, the AI is going to talk to you and it's going to say, hey, look around your room or your settings or whatever it is that you're doing and say that thing in Spanish, describe it in Spanish, forcing you to describe something in Spanish. And after you describe it in Spanish, it's actually smart enough to figure it out. When I was using it in the car, I described a couple of trees and it was like, oh, you must be describing a tree. And then they have casual chats and design my own chat. And essentially they are the same. I'm going to end with casual chats. So let's go into design my own real quick. Design my own is essentially saying, all right, you create anything that you want to talk about. You tell the AI what that thing is, and it will have a conversation with you about that. So if you wanted to have a conversation about, I don't know, cooking something, you can write a prompt in there and it will talk to you about cooking. But finally, after all of that is said, let's get into the meat of what I do like about this app the most, which is the casual chats. And the casual chats is pretty much you can talk about whatever it is that you want, and it's going to prompt you and give you questions, and it's pretty cool. So check this out. Let's have a general conversation about my life. Instead, let's go into the general conversation and let's see what that's all about. So, general conversation, and let's wait and see what the person says.
Hola Romeo, qué bueno hablar contigo. ¿Cómo estás hoy y de qué te gustaría hablar?
Okay, so the person said, how are you doing today? And what is it that I want to talk about? And if you wanted to practice on what you actually hear, then you can just leave the settings just like that. But if you want to see what the person says, then there's this icon button here and it just brings up exactly what the person says. If you don't know any of the words that the person says, one thing that you can do is if you don't understand, it's like that this says, what would you like to talk about? You can tap any of these phrases, and when you tap on it, it will tell you what the translation is. So that's pretty cool. And if you want to add it to your vocabulary list and later use these vocabulary words for practice, then you can add it to your vocabulary list. So again, that's cool. And you can also hit the play button to hear how to say it.
Gustaría.
Yep, gustaría.
Gustaría.
So that's cool. If you want the translation of what the person said, you can press the translation button. If you want the person to talk slower, there's a button for that. And if you want the person to repeat what they said, there's a button for that. So I'm going to just talk about whatever right now. Let's see. Me gusta hablar sobre esta aplicación que estoy usando ahora mismo.
Chévere. A mí también me parece
All right, so let's go ahead and pause it. So this is what I said, and there's a couple of things that I can do with what I said. I can say what I said again, or there's the translation to see how the app translated what I said. I can press that. All right, I like talking about this app that I am using right now. Yep, that's what I said. And then there's another setting where you can press this magic button, and this magic button will recommend another way to say what I said. So let's see. Me encanta. So I love to talk about this application that I am using in this moment. So it gave me an alternative way to say what I said. So that's something that I could consider. I could say, okay, well, next time, instead of saying like me gusta, I could say me encanta. So that's a pretty cool feature. And then if you want feedback on what you said, you can actually use this pencil and you can get feedback on what you said. And the feedback here is, okay, well, good. What you said is perfect. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you said something wrong. And then here's the reply. So this person is saying, hey, what things do you like most about the application? So it's a follow-up question that the AI derived from what you said. But if you want to change the direction of the conversation, you can do that. Watch this. Realmente no quiero hablar sobre esta aplicación. Quiero hablar sobre mi cena. Mi cena que comí esta noche no me gusté mucho. Mi esposa no sabe cómo cocinar y este um, me, me puse enojado. So let's see what feedback I get. All right, well, there you go. I got a goal.
Y entiendo, una
All right,
mala
and they
cena
gave me
puede
some
dañar un...
feedback. So let's see what I said. All right, so go ahead in the translation. Let's see if it understood what I said. Going in the translation, and it said, "I really don't want to talk about this app. I want to talk about my dinner. My dinner that I ate tonight, I didn't like very much, and my wife doesn't know how to cook, and this made me. I got very angry. Right? That's what I said. And let's see what type of feedback it gave me. I can go and hit this feedback button or alternate phrasing button. And there's another way that I could have said it. The truth is, I don't want to talk about this application, blah, blah, blah. And then the feedback on what I actually said, I could press the feedback button. It's analyzing what I said, and it gives me the feedback. Instead of me saying esta aplicación, la aplicación, I said este aplicación. And instead of saying me quiero, what did I say? Me gustaría hablar, me quiero hablar. What did I say? Me quiero gustaría. What did I say? I said me quiero hablar. I want me quiero hablar. Yeah, so that's absolutely wrong. I should say yo quiero hablar. So it's pretty freaking sweet when at the end of the day, and I wish I had more time to analyze everything that this application can do for you if you want a conversation partner. So, what's my final verdict? My final verdict is that I think it's an application that provides great value. It's currently $30 a month, and $30 a month is actually not bad if you're already paying $30 a month for a live conversation with someone online, because you can do this at any time. You can wake up in the morning, you can talk to your AI application in Spanish, and you can talk about whatever it is that you want. You can misdirect the conversation in whatever road that you want. There's games, there's all types of things. I think it's a pretty cool app. The real question is this something that I could possibly use, and is it something I will use myself? And I think the answer is possibly yeah. I don't know at what point I'm going to use it, but I see myself using it in the future. And here's why. I kind of use AI for everything already. I use Grok AI and it has a conversational feature. But the problem with Grok AI, when I want to have a conversation with Grok, is that there is no pause in between what I say and what the AI in Grok says. Like, it cuts you off in the middle. It doesn't give you time to like process what you want to say. So this tool or this app is, like I said, perfect for conversational Spanish between you and some fictional character that gives you pause and gives you the exact feedback that you need. And so for me, someone who drives to and from work long distances, I can put this thing in my car cradle and I can just talk and talk and talk, have it listen to me, have it correct me, give me words that I don't know, and that will challenge me to think through things differently. I can see the value in using an app like this. Maybe you can too. Um, do you need to use it right now? If you're a beginner and you still are not familiar with the structure of the language, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for you. I would recommend the program that I suggest you do first, like master the basics first. But when you are ready and you do know enough of the language, then this could be a great supplement for you to use to practice basic conversational Spanish when you have time to supplement the study that you're already doing. So it is on my radar. I do like the app and I wanted to bring this application to you all. And let me know if you use the app already. Let me know what type of feedback that you have about the app. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Has it been helpful? Do you think this is something that will be helpful for you? Let me know. But at the end of the day, to my commenter, thanks again for bringing this to my attention, because I now could bring it to you all, and hopefully you enjoy this feedback and this review. And until the next video, peace.